How's it going, guys? Chris Graham here for wheelerbetting.co.uk. Stats chat time after my week break from the stats. I'm back on it this evening. I'm recording a video with 5 stats-friendly bets for the weekends in England and Scotland. And let's just get things underway right now with a game of the Championship between Blackburn and Burnley on Sunday, I believe. And it's all about Blackburn here. Burnley, of course, the current form team without any doubt. But it's Blackburn with stats in their favour. Unbeaten in 10 against their near neighbours. Played 10, won 6, drawn 4, lost none. I like the sound of that. Albeit the last 3 times these sides met, they were all draws. But 10 unbeaten for Blackburn. And the pick of that 10-game unbeaten run came on April Fool's Day 2001. A 5-0 win that day for Blackburn in the Championship over Burnley, with Matt Jansen scoring twice that day. You have to go back to April the 14th, 1979 to find the last time Burnley had the audacity to beat Blackburn. That was a 2-1 win that day, all those years ago. The same week, in fact, 2 days later, Chelsea lost 5-2 at Highbury and were promptly relegated to the 2nd division of English football. Wouldn't that be nice if that happened again, wouldn't it? Anyway, I move on. Colchester against Coventry. It's the second game I've looked at. And it's all about Coventry here, as you'd probably expect, to be fair, but a much bigger club historically than Colchester. And they're unbeaten in 7 against Colchester. Played 7, won 5, drawn 2, lost 0. Last Colchester victory was 3-1 win in the FA Cup 4th round back in 2004, 10 years ago. Colchester were knocked out the next round by Sheffield United in round 5. But Coventry very much with stats in their favour. I'm sure my Wheeler betting colleague Gavin Horsfall will be delighted with that. Game 3, and we had a great start about Northampton 2-3 weeks ago, and many of you got in touch with me and said it's such a fantastic start. Well, Northampton involved in another peach of a start here, but this time they're getting opposed at the stats. It's a very similar one actually, but not quite as impressive. But Scunthorpe host Northampton this weekend, and Scunthorpe are unbeaten in 16 at home to Northampton. Absolutely amazing. Played 16, won 12, drawn 4, lost 0. This record stood since 1982 right to 2008. A fantastic run of form for Scunthorpe at home to Northampton. The golden period of this run was between 1991 and 1993, where all these games in the 4th tier, like the one on Saturday will be, these 4 games between 91 and 93, 3-0 win, 3-0 win, 5-0 win and 7-0 win for Scunthorpe at home in Northampton. Matt Elliott, the former Scotland international and Leicester brute, scored in that 7-0 win for Scunthorpe at home in Northampton. The last Northampton win was in Scunthorpe, was on October 11th, 1980, which was the day after Margaret Thatcher famously, or infamously, whatever you want to say, said that famous quote, "The lady is not for turning." Well, will this start be for turning at the weekend? That's what I want to know. Unbeaten in 16 at home, Scunthorpe at home in Northampton. Will that beautiful start remain in shape on Saturday night? I hope so. Game 4, Exeter against Dagenham and Redbridge, and probably the most oddest and it's probably strangest start I've ever pulled out the stats chat bag. You might not give 2 hoots about it, but I thought it was quite interesting. The last 8 times these sides have played each other, Exeter and Dagenham and Redbridge, at least one of the sides have scored exactly once in the game. 3 of those games are 1-1, but effectively one side or both sides have scored exactly 1 goal the last 8 times Exeter have played Dagenham and Redbridge. And finally, Scottish game this week. A real paucity of great starts in the Scottish football this weekend, but I did find this one was probably the best. East Stirling against Stirling in the bottom tier. Both teams have scored in this fixture the last 7 times. The highlight of that 7-game run was a 9-1 win for Stirling Albion against East Stirling on exactly this weekend last year. Not bad, eh? Anyway, there's your five stats for the weekend. Have a good one.